Welcome back, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer, so now let's talk silver. First things first, I am doing several giveaways coming up over the next 4 or 5 months as we approach 100,000 subscribers. You do not want to miss it. Once you see the prizes, you'll understand why. All you got to do is click one button, and that button is subscribe, and click the bell so you don't miss the entry videos. The first one is coming up very, very soon. And as always, may the luckiest stackers win. Now, an article came out yesterday, February 23rd, titled, Silver Forecast. Is silver forming a basing pattern? Now, we know over the last couple of days, there has been a lot of information coming out that silver is in a bearish trend, but I found one now that's talking about a bullish trend. So we're going to break this down. Another article titled Silver Forecast, silver continues to look for momentum. Now, when we do look at silver's price right now, it's sitting at $20.78. If you look at the 3-month chart, silver's definitely been in a downward spiral. Now, is this going to continue? That's the million-dollar question. Now, if you know me, if you know anyone that understands silver's true value, this is something that is not going to be very long-lived. We know the inevitable collapse of the dollar will only push precious metals higher, and then throwing in some of the other variables and factors, silver's a no-brainer. If you're contemplating or debating or second-guessing yourself, please understand, 1, the value of a dollar, and 2, the value of silver, and you will never worry about this type of stuff again. But there are a lot of new stackers, and maybe you just got to do a little more research. You don't want to just hop on the train of something that you don't understand, why we're getting into this. We didn't just pull silver out of a hat and say, yeah, let's go all buy silver now. There's reasons for this. So anyways, let's jump into these two articles and links in the description as always. So here's the potential bullish trend. If the market manages to break through the $22 level, it could gain momentum and move towards the 50-day EMA at $22.67. And from there, the $23 level becomes a possible target. While it is possible for silver to reach that level, traders should expect to encounter choppy trading behavior along the way, meaning that there's going to be a lot of dips and corrections and sell-offs, and there's just going to be a lot of volatility, especially with something like silver. Silver is a highly volatile commodity, and maintaining a modest trading position is advisable. Now, they're talking about if you're trading, right? If you're just looking at this from a day-to-day price perspective, then just don't get worried if the price is down. Don't think, oh, silver is going to stay at $21 forever. I did want to talk about some higher pricing because the reality of this all is silver isn't going to explode tomorrow. Not next week, not next month, probably not even next year. But you shouldn't be in it as a get-rich-quick scheme anyways. You gotta understand what makes silver have so much potential and that time frame. If you have these unrealistic expectations, then you're in for a very, very big slap in the face when silver isn't at $500 at the end of the year, right? Or even next year. You got to understand this stuff, because if not, then you're probably going to lose a lot of money, and you're going to be in for a lot of letdowns, and I don't want my audience, at least, to have that type of false hope. So although the potential for a bullish trend is present, traders should also consider the possibility of a bearish scenario. If the market breaks down below the hammer from Monday's session and touches the 50% Fibonacci level, it could drop down to the 61.8% Fibonacci level, or even the significant $20 level. That $20 level was a significant barrier not long ago, and it may attract substantial attention again. And yeah, that's definitely a big psychological level to look at, because imagine if it breaks down to the $18, $19 level, that will scare people. Just like at the store, if people are going to mark things $19.99 instead of $20, because just the number 19 looks so much smaller, and that same type of psychology applies to investing as well. That's why it's called a psychological level, and that's also why it's so critical that silver stays above that. It is not yet clear whether the recent pullback is a sign of silver's struggle or just a temporary setback in a bullish long-term trend. Nevertheless, traders should remain cautious and consider the volatility of silver when making their trading decisions. Keyword: trading. If you are just stacking, then take advantage of the dips. So in summary, the silver market is currently in a holding pattern and is likely to experience choppy trading behavior if it breaks above the $22 level. And however, if it breaks down below the hammer from the Monday session, it could drop down to the $20 level. That is really what we got to pay attention to, and right now it is sitting at $20.78. So if we break below that level, we could be seeing $17, $18, $19 silver, which is crazy because I thought those days were over. The dollar is strengthening, and actually if you watch the videos that I posted a couple days ago or yesterday, you would see why silver's going down. This is the second part of the video, or the second part of this conversation, talking about, yes, it's down, that's what's currently happening and why that's currently happening, but what about the aftermath? So make sure you go check out that video as well if you want to understand why silver is down right now. So now let's look at this possible move upwards. During Monday's trading session, silver formed a hammer while testing the 50% Fibonacci root level. This is a positive sign, but it will require enough momentum to break above the 200-day EMA. And if this happens, the market will likely move towards the 50-day EMA, possibly even the $23.50 level. However, the sell-off, or a recent sell-off, has been quite brutal, so it's not unexpected to see a bit of choppiness in this area. If the uptrend continues, it will require a significant amount of work to turn around from the massive sell-off. And this is the meat and potatoes. Traders should pay close attention to the US dollar, as there is typically a negative correlation between the two assets, which, yes, there is. But as someone who understands the dollar, someone who understands the economy, someone who understands Joe Biden's overspending, or even the Federal Reserve and what they're trying to do, or the inevitable collapse of the dollar, or looking at how we're $30 trillion in debt, or actually $31 trillion in debt now, and how the dollar is inevitably going to collapse. That's not an if, that is a when, and that when is sooner than later. So at the end of the day, you can make all these get-rich-quick plays and try to day trade and all this, but the safest thing to do is just buy silver, the physical metal, throw it in a safe, and hold it. You could day trade, but use those profits to at least put that into precious metals, and I mean the physical version. Keeping your money in fiat is so dangerous nowadays, and if you're at least going to invest into physical metals, at least try to buy the dips, as premiums are still high. I mean, yes, silver is down right now, so with me in particular, I really don't pay too close attention to the day-to-day pricing, but as the price is down right now, this is a huge discount, and don't miss this. Take advantage of this, because we don't know when silver is going to be back up to $30. We're living in crazy times, so there is going to be a lot of upswings, a lot of downswings. Don't let the downswings scare you. Make sure you actually take advantage of those, where a lot of people would say don't touch silver with a 10-foot pole, but then when silver's $30, everyone's telling you to buy it. That's the craziest part about this, and if you're not looking at it from the perspective of a stacker, a true stacker, that when silver is $11 in March of 2020, we're celebrating and saying, yes, we're getting silver for so cheap, compared to the people that are holding it that are saying, I made a mistake. We're talking about the true stackers. Then yes, take advantage of these prices, because we don't know when the next time, if ever, we'll be able to pay 20 something dollars, mid $20 for an ounce of silver. So when we are looking at the price chart, just keep in mind that silver is volatile, higher highs and lower lows. If you look at a metal like gold, gold is similar to silver. They move very, very, they basically move in tandem, but I do think that someday silver will take on a life of its own. Regardless of what gold's doing, silver's going to do what it does. Regardless of stock market volatility, silver's going to do what it does. Even beyond the dollar index, silver's going to do what it does. And that's because silver is used for completely different things. It's kind of funny how silver and gold are so directly correlated when they're used for two completely different things. And if you watch my videos, you understand what those things are and those reasons. And there is a reason why my name is Silver Slayer and not Gold Slayer. There's a reason for these things, and I'm sure you understand those reasons. If you don't, then go watch my other videos. So just remember at the end of the day why we're investing into silver and what makes silver valuable. Because if you lose sight of that, then you're going to start getting worried during times like this. And I'm trying to tell you guys to keep holding on. Don't let the fear, uncertainty, doubt, worrying, assuming, speculation, don't let all that get to you. Invest with your head, not your heart. Because if you invest emotionally, you are definitely going to lose money. Most silver stackers don't even profit, don't even break even. And that's because most people jump into it thinking that they're just going to get rich quick, or thinking that this is a 1 to 2 year type of investment. This is a long haul. This is putting your money in a time capsule. This is hedging against inflation. This is basically putting your money into something as the dollar loses its purchasing power, so at least your hard-earned cash is safe. Your wealth is preserved. It's wealth preservation. It's called a safe haven asset for a reason, because in times of economic uncertainty, which regardless if the economy's in bad or good shape, you should be investing into silver and gold, but usually it does take some type of economic downturn for the quote-unquote masses or majority to get into it. And at least, even if that's the reason, regardless, at least they are. Most of us, we already understand. It didn't have to be a pandemic. It didn't have to be the war in Ukraine. It didn't have to be, COVID-19. It didn't have to be any of that for us to understand why, or even for us to make that leap into precious metals. For some people, it does. Regardless of why you got into it, doesn't matter, because at least you are. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. The link to this article will be in the description. I highly recommend you go check out my last video, because that explains why silver is down right now. I'm going to be doing my giveaway entry video soon. You don't want to miss it. And like I always say, may the luckiest stackers win. We'll be doing several giveaways. I'm gonna be making a lot of different content. I'm gonna try to get Andy on the show in the next couple of days. I'm pretty sure he's in town right now, so make sure you check that out. If you guys don't know, click the interviews tab playlist on my channel, and you will see all the interviews I've done with Andy Scheckman and David Morgan as well. I have one on there with him. A couple different people I've interviewed on this channel. Also, something pretty cool, if you didn't see my interview with Robert Kiyosaki, the famous author who wrote the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, I was on his channel a couple months ago. My interview, it has like almost 400,000 views, so you could see me go on his channel and go talk about silver over there on the big platform. He has like 3 million subscribers, so it was an honor to be able to talk about the importance of silver on on a channel that big. Go watch my episode on there. It was really cool, and I don't know if all of you even know that I was a special guest on the Rich Dad podcast. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you liked the video, please like the video. This was Silver Slayer. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.